To battle, Packmates! And welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Plus Mod. I am Lieutenant Commander Tarek of the heavy cruiser Bloodspiller as we continue our campaign against the Lyran Star League. And we are doing pretty good so far, actually. We've gotten into a heavy cruiser as of last episode, managed to actually get some things done with it, and sort of getting used to how the Lyrans play. Still not 100% comfortable with it, but then again, it's a faction that I, well, never played back when I played in my youth. So, we're still coming to terms with it. If you know anything about the Lyrans, feel free to write down some tactica down below. Anyway, let us push back out into space and to cause as much damage as we can. And luckily we're picking up a patrol on the planet that we're currently sieging, which is a planet station combo. If we take this, it's an excellent jumping off point. It's a position that we'll really want to be fighting from. So let's hit that red alert, and I think we can do a speed of 9. Oh, wrong button. And that's the speed up button. And looks like... Yep, we can do a speed of 8, actually? Did I misread that? I think I misread that. Yeah, not quite great. We can take one off from the expanding sphere generators generation, I guess. We'll also pop in here, make sure that we convert a wild weasel. We want to have that prepped and ready to go. And no targets currently showing up on the long-range scans, so we will have to wait. We are also not escorted by anybody today. It is just us and us alone. Oh, I think I see our target. Oh, what? Huh, there's a chat key. Because why not? Here's a heavy cruiser. Let's see exactly what kind of heavy cruiser you are. That's the wrong key. I need this one, the fleet key. And he is a CD+. That'll be a drone cruiser plus. Hopefully he doesn't have MIRVs. Let's find out, though. If he does, things could get ugly very, very fast. We'll reinforce the forward shield so we can deal with his light plinking disruptors, as that is something that is always dangerous. Both sides of this conflict, both the Lyran and the Marak, make use of disruptors, which can be very efficient long-range weapons. So he is equipped with 6 B-Rack missile launchers, those are the extended magazines, additional missiles loaded in every single one. They can only fire out 2 at a time, but they last for a much, much longer time. So, let's see what kind of power we're currently shunting into the shield. It's 16 points. So we're going to increase our speed up to 15. And our first decoy is ready. We will go ahead and prepare a second one. I'm only expecting 1 scatter pack, but more definitely would not be out of the ordinary. We'll bring this down to a minimum shield, small bumper cars, so that we can deal as much damage as we possibly can on the pass. Disruptors are selected, and I'm really tempted to go overload. I'm going to do it. Let's reduce speed a little bit so we have time to overload these disruptors. Hopefully they'll finish that overload before all hell breaks loose. Still putting 8 points of power into that forward shield, so we should be able to take any sort of phaser bombardment he can dish out. Because he's a drone cruiser, he actually doesn't have any disruptors. So that actually works out quite nicely for us. I think, yeah, we were in one of these drone cruisers for quite some time. We plinked away with the forward phasers and everything else was the hind claws. It was quite fun. Disruptors are fully charged and ready to rock, so we'll get ready to really lash out at him. We're going to avoid using any of our phaser 1s until after his drone volley, and he is turning off. Interesting problem. His phasers are coming back online. He should be able to lash out, and he does. Here comes the drone strike. We're going to let the point defense system handle all that. If we need to, we will kick on a few of these, and we took care of all of it, so lay into his stern. And we're kicking on the... expanding sphere generator, and it slams home. Nice hit. Slow down a little bit so that we get some shielding back. And he is really going to town with those mines. We take 2 hits to the stern, which does take out our shield. Slow down. That one bounced off the forward shield. That's fine. We do have an open slot to shoot into his stern, but he is outmaneuvering us. We're going to have to hope these phasers get online shortly. We do have to wait, though, because he will have a missile volley ready to go. Our disruptors, however, don't have that problem. If they're in range, they are charged, and... oh, I don't think we quite have the angle for the shot. Fire our disruptors into it. Phasers handling his incoming missile volley. All of them shot down, and we only had 1 left to work with. Our ESG is not quite charged or ready to fight, and, oh, but if it does come online very shortly, we can hit quite a bit with that. Come over here, kick on the 2, just to make sure that we guarantee the hit. Oh, you jerk! This is going to hit through our shields, and we managed to get both hits on through. And he's dealt more damage to us using the most annoying tactic in the universe, that of dropping a mine right on our stern. He is down to 5 missile launchers from 6. We're going to have to either high energy turn or kick this over. I'm going to high energy turn because I don't want to expose that stern side to him. So disruptors are charged and ready. We're now facing right at him. And dump a mine straight to our stern. And fire right on through. And we will break off to starboard. That mine will activate right on his nose. And hopefully, come on, surely we can drive away fast enough in order to do that. Now my only concern is... There we go. Right now, we have no defense against his missile launchers, except for our ESG, which we will probably kick on if he dumps out a missile volley on us. So our ESG is ready to rock and charged. We're not going to use it yet. We're going to select all the other weapons and quickly come in here, press that. We will throw all our power into the point defense system. Didn't need it. Shut off the defensive tractors. All weapons select. We'll shoot down this last missile and then lay into him. We did activate the ESG at a little bit longer of a range than we probably should have, but it was more than enough to wipe him out. Also cost a little bit of backblast damage, but that's fine. Oh, not huge fan of Lyrans yet. I may come to adore them, but right now, it just feels really weird to have to stick so close and yet not quite use my maneuverability. So we still have to get through 15 Empire defense. We're going to pop back off this, see if we can get any supplies. 10 points of damage was dealt to us. We'll buy the admin shuttle and 2 more of those and a couple of those, just in case. Oh, no, buy the stuff. Buy all the stuff. Done. And push back out into... we have a diplomatic delivery, unfortunately. Another friend of ours from the diplomatic course, although it hasn't really been that huge of an issue lately. Hit the red alert, increase the speed, although that might have been because we spent a lot of time out on the outskirts. Purple Wild Weasel, and we have a CA2. So what is that? Is that seriously? Yeah, seriously a CA2 type. So I'm assuming he's some kind of heavy carrier. We're actually pretty well positioned to be able to deal with that. The expanding sphere generator does work out quite nicely against fighters since it can't miss, which is the fighter's greatest defense. Fighters, of course, having the ability to essentially ignore damage. They automatically have a form of defense shift because they're small, maneuverable, tiny targets. And when fighting against larger vessels, even if you shoot phasers at them, if you're at any kind of range, you become immediately less effective. The expanding sphere generator, however, doesn't have to roll to hit. It always hits so long as you hit the range that it's projected from it. So it basically can guarantee shots on fighters. It's very effective. And we also have twin ESGs, so that should be able to handle maybe half of a fighter group. It's not the most amazing weapon ever, at least I don't think so, but it's certainly effective enough. Do we actually want to fight you? Oh, okay, so it's lying to us. I thought for a moment that this was a Merak carrier. It is not. It is the one light cruiser that is, or heavy cruiser that's glitched to show a Merak vessel on the MFD, but is actually a flipped over cruiser on top of itself. Our first Wild Weasel is ready. We could probably just accelerate onto the conference planet and never have to worry about him. And I may actually... no, it has rings. That automatically makes me worried about, crashing into things. We'll prep another Wild Weasel just in case. You never know. You may end up needing it when you never realized you thought. And we'll send a probe his long range to his way. He's accelerating probably up to our speed of at least 25. He wants to catch us. If we wanted to, we could avoid him completely. And he is equipped with an ARAC, 2 ARACs, 4 ARACs. So 4 missile launchers, a single disruptor, 5 phaser 1s, and 4 phaser 3s. In addition to his fighter group, which I'm assuming he will launch at any moment. Long-range blinking fire actually did manage to hit home. We will reinforce all and start to face towards him. Let's slow down so that we can get those forward shields reinforced. And we will select only the forward shield for this reinforcement. And we're coming right in at him. And get ready on the expanding sphere generator. We're going to bring it down to a range of 0. So apparently this is just a cruiser, not a carrier. So kick them both on, and we're going to ram right into him. There will be no avoiding us. The ESG is up to maximum power and has hit him, and now we lay into him with all the firepower. Doing quite a nice job there. 54 plus the 17, so we managed to deal 71 damage on that. Knocked out 3 of his phaser 1s, none of his missile launchers, but that'll take time. And we'll slow down a little bit more. Get that forward shield reinforced, and it's that... Ugh. I hate that so much. It is the bane of my existence. Just because it's so frustrating to have to deal with. It's like, you've beamed it onto me. I have no weapons to shoot through the hole that you've just given me. With that said, we will have weapons available very shortly. He will also have missiles available. We'll shoot them down, no problem. Apparently he kicked on the high energy turn, but he didn't actually turn. That's an odd choice. Disruptors. We will engage with disruptors, since we're waiting with our phasers to actually shoot down his missiles. Here come the missiles. It'll be another turn before they're ready. Get the Phaser 4s, or Phaser 3s to shoot them down if possible. Nope, it's going to tap into our Phaser 1 complement. But we will line up nice and tightly here. The ESG's kicking on once again. And a nice shot directly onto his hull. No avoiding that one. And we get some point-blank range phaser shots onto another 40 damage. We've taken out most of his systems except for the ones that matter, which is, of course, the missile. We'll try and pull away a little bit, get outside of his annoying little beam range, because he still has a transporter, which makes that still annoying. And we'll slow down a little bit, get some more charging going on in other places. He's down to a speed of 8, and I'm going to go around this. May as well. He doesn't really have much in the way of protecting himself from us, so taking some time to come out and then swooping back in, it's not going to be a huge deal. It'll also give us time to finish charging this ESG capacitor. And swoop back in around the mine, and we'll pick up some speed on this. Our disruptors are almost fully charged, and that'll be all disruptors. So selecting them only, they can deal 8 damage from this range. If they manage to hit, we're going to get a little bit closer, just to ensure true nasty damage. And ESG is fully charged. Let's kick it fully on. ESG to full power. And on. And we killed him. So he didn't even get off a final missile launch. It's just us going after him. We may now set to green alert and just head on over to the planet. Take care of all of this now that we've managed to wipe out the pirates. So zooming in at, well, game speed 11, whatever that is. I don't think it's 11 times time acceleration. So zooming in, 35. Ugh, I always hate going towards ring planets. It creeps me out. Because, you know, you smash into it and you die. So we'll start to slowly drift on into him. And hopefully we won't die. As the entire screen fills up with the backside of this planet. Ugh. Not fun. Very not fun. Increase the speed of time. Increase speed a little bit more. We need to get to 5.99, so long as we don't actually hit the planet. And I think I see the corner. Yeah. The planet is now taking up the entirety of the screen. 10, 9. Come on, a little bit closer. Just a little bit closer. 8, 7, 6. And once we hit 5.99, we can cut all speed. And slow the speed of time back down to 0. We're at speed of 0. Transporters. Send the diplomat. Goodbye. So a nice little mission to pick up off on that one. Simply point away from the planet because we don't want to die. We've only actually crashed into the planet once, but it was in a pretty big carrier that we had recently bought, and so we'd like to never do that again. 280 prestige, not bad. Does secure the position. We didn't take any damage, so we'll push out into this space again. It's an asteroid base assault, which is not good at all. So the problem with this is we have no long-range weaponry, really. We have disruptors, but they're plinking weapons. However, we are escorted today by the Marak Killer. Wow, how ingenious of a name. As well as the Lightning Claw. Much better name. And we are facing off against a single light cruiser, who does appear to be a Marak light cruiser. Yes, he is. Probably equipped with light cruiser weaponry. Yeah, we have one of our freighters here, designed to support this endeavor. It's been serving as our supply ship as we continue the assaults over on these positions. With any luck, taking out this asteroid base won't actually destroy the, will not destroy the starbase in this sector, because we would like to actually capture that starbase. That would be ideal. So the FF Plus, of course, armed with 2 Phaser 2s, a single ESG, 2 Disruptors, and 4 Phaser 3s, designed specifically to fight Marak massed missile launches. We'll pick up our speed to try and get in there at a reasonable time alongside the Lightning Claw. That way he doesn't just run into a light cruiser and die. So long as he doesn't kill himself in the dust cloud over here. Because he flew too close to that and started taking damage to his forward shields. There's the asteroid base at a range of 130. And already blinking away. Which reminds us, we can also come in here and reinforce all on the shields and full power to that. Open select. We will immediately begin work on a second one of these, even though we probably won't need it, because I don't anticipate him having a whole lot of heavy missiles. He has 2. So he is a CLE, a Light Cruiser Escort Plus. He's equipped with no less than 4 anti-missile defense systems. So if we were Marak, we would have a really hard time breaking through that kind of defense. The Star Hunter. As it stands, though, he's, well, he's kind of pointless. So we're lined up, nice and ready. Capacitor is overcharged and ready to rock. We just got to get close enough to him. We are on an overtake velocity. Well, hopefully he does come towards us, so we don't have to chase him and only be making 6 points a turn. The Marak Killer getting in. Looks like he's going to go in for a broad phaser pass, which is not quite genius because, you know, he is, after all, just a freighter. Already, the phaser force cutting into the Lightning Claw. And the Star Hunter deciding to lay into our escort vessel. The Star Hunter has turned in hard to us, and now we will kick on both ESGs. And, yep, we got a point-blank range encounter. All weapons fire. Slow down. We actually can't break into that direction. That was actually not a bad strategy by him. By breaking that direction, there was no possible way we could have followed. Otherwise, we would have actually hit the asteroid, and that would have been bad. So our second decoy is ready. We have additional points of power to shunt into the capacitors. And we might want to start engaging with disruptors from this range. He doesn't have a shield towards us, and that's what makes it okay. So 2 good hits, did 6 damage, not bad. Yeah, and since they disruptors are fast charging, they take 2 points of power just like a photon torpedo, but they're firing every turn rather than every other turn. And as you can see, quite accurate. So coming in for another good run. Hopefully the ESG will be ready by that time. It's almost set. And kick them both on. Both active. That'll be another good ram here. Another 2 good hits, and then laying into him with all the other weaponry. And I think actually can... No, I'm not going to risk it. I'm not going to risk getting any closer to that than I need to. He does have 2 missile launchers. He's just not using them. He's down to a speed of 5.2. So our disruptors might be able to kill him? Probably not. He still has a lot of systems on board. And from this range, the disruptor's probably only going to do 3 damage. It might do 4. But the accuracy probably won't get us more than 2 hits. So we'll come nice right around. It's currently estimating 8 damage on this. We'll wait till you get a little bit closer. And a little bit closer. 10 damage. There we go. Get 3 good hits and 6 damage apiece, it seems. And we'll rip him apart. There we go. Target destroyed. The Marak Killer took a little bit of damage from that, but that's fine. Now reinforcements, forward shield only. And we're not going to need the ESG, but it will charge up fully. So we'll increase speed, select disruptors. These are disruptor 3s, I think. So they should have a range to fire at 30 point or 3999 or 29999. One of those two. We'll close to the range and find out. Our little LFF plus flying in and going to die for basically no reason. How much energy are we putting into that forward shield? 14 points. So not a huge ton amount. And waiting for a shot that we can bring to bear with our Disruptor 3s. That'll be the primary weapon with which we use to engage this starbase. So, a little bit closer. So it's not a range of 39. Probably a range of 29. And what are you doing? So we'll slowly sort of, yeah, long range fire, start to slow down, put more power into the forward shields, and we're just going to start blasting away with our disruptors. Not going to take a whole lot of hits because, well, the range is still kind of long. But a range of 15 ought to be able to get us into sort of an accurate-ish range. So let's slow down here. We're putting 26 points of power into our forward shield, and we're just going to start plinking away. So select 4 so that all our weapons are selected. That way we can fire with light weaponry. Still putting 18.5 points of energy into our forward shield, which should be able to take some light work from him. Phasing capacitor fully charged, all weapons shooting, 16 damage. We're going to stagger the shots out a little bit. We want to make sure that we're dealing multiple attacks to roll multiple times on the disable chart. If we start taking out huge chunks, we'll know that we've taken out an important thing. But first we got to chunk through that armor, which is not easy to do. We might get a little bit closer soon. But I want to hopefully take out at least one of those weapons before we try and get too close. The one nice thing about fielding disruptors is the fact they recharge every turn. So rather than having to wait every other turn, or at worst, every 3 turns, like it is with plasma, we can fire pretty often. So we're getting pretty accurate intel. It looks like he's not using his phaser 4, which is weird. We've caused some light damage. Started knocking some systems offline, it seems. But still not causing anything too brutal. But we are getting through the armor finally. Eventually we will hurt him. Eventually he will, well, collapse. Due to all the amount of fire we're putting into him. To be fair, it's not a whole lot, but we're trying. Bits and pieces. We're starting to knock out Phaser 3s, which is okay. I mean, the Phaser 3, taking out a Phaser 3 is nice, but it's not going to deal a whole lot of damage unless you're right on top of it like the Marak Killer is. 2 salvos going in there. Looks like we've taken out one of his Phaser 4s. That's important, so we're going to kick on the engines, start steadily drifting in closer every time. Keep firing. Ooh. Wow, we took out most of that Phaser 3. So looks like yeah, it's completely gone. So he's just down to his Phaser 4 mount. As long as we keep up the disruptor fire, we'll be able to hopefully outrun those repairs he's trying to work on. So yeah, so the Phaser 3 completely gone. So really, I kind of want to get right on top of him. Keep firing all weapons. Well, except for the ESG. There's no one using that yet. Come on. Oh, looks like he's patching that Phaser 4. And there we go. We took it out. Taking out an asteroid base defense. Didn't actually lose anything. That, I think, most of all surprises me. The fact that we got into that fight and we didn't lose the frigate or the freighter. So, granted, it was only a light cruiser as an escort, but I would have expected the base to destroy something. Ooh, we've neutralized it. Oh, we neutralized the tile. Do we have... So we've actually come to the end of an episode. If this was a patrol, I would have gone on it, but it's not. So this would probably require another 10 minutes to win this mission. So we're going to end the episode right here. We will pick up probably where we left off next episode, and hopefully manage to capture the starbase here at 6-3. Anyway, that will wait for next time. I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.